Hey guys, good morning. Robert Blackman, president of Fleece Cafe, and today I'm going to go over a quick training on what I call my by land, by sea, and by air technique. And it's actually got four components to it, but it used to only have three. And so the four components are by land, by sea, by air. It's how you're going to contact your prospects. It's an old military phrase. My dad was a World War II vet. He was a gunnery sergeant, so he always taught me, we got them by land, by sea, by air. So I kind of equate that to my prospecting and my network marketing business. And so for me, it's about calling people, about emailing them, texting them, which is the most effective way today. And if you're fortunate enough to have something that you can mail them, then we actually mail them. And for us at Fleece Cafe, we have what we call a cafe card. It's just a postcard with a sample that's actually taped onto it. And we stick that into an envelope and we mail that to people. Now, we don't just get a mailing list and mail it to 1,000 people. We actually will ask people by calling, emailing, and texting. We do all three of these together. So these three right here actually turn into one technique. And when we do that, our goal is to mail them a sample of our coffee. And we're the belief of getting a customer first. We're belief that if you don't like our coffee or you don't think it's got any value, you're not going to recommend it. So we want everybody who drinks coffee to try a sample first. And so these three activities turn into one, to where we're calling them, emailing them, and texting them this very simple question. If I send you a sample of our coffee, will you try it? And that's how we build the business. It takes a little bit longer than slamming people in at $500 or $1,000 or more and making a big commission. The thing that I used to do in my business all the time, and I've been in the business for 40 years, is I used to just sell people on a $500 and $1,000 kit before they even tried the product. And the kit would show up and it would be in their garage this time next year of the products that they didn't try, they didn't like. And so I get very frustrated as a veteran of this business when people outside of our profession or people who've kind of just stuck their toe in the profession, that they say network marketing doesn't work. It does work, or else we wouldn't be doing the billions of dollars in sales and wouldn't be paying out $200 million a day in worldwide commissions if it didn't work. I mean, we're bigger than the NFL, okay? We're over $100 billion larger than them. The NFL works. Network marketing works. It's that a lot of people are uneducated and misinformed about how the business works. So for us at Fleece Cafe, we're trying to get our organization and all of our cafe connectors to do three activities that equate to one. And that one goal is to mail them a sample or hand it out. We've even got people that call their friends and say, I'm going to drop a sample off in your mailbox, or I'm going to drop a sample off, put it in the windshield of your car, or I'm going to drop it off at your front porch. So those are our activities. And what we're telling people, and this is the biggest hang up that I find with people right now, and that is getting on the phone and calling. And you have to realize that the majority of time that you make phone calls today, nobody's going to be there. They're going to leave. You're going to leave a voicemail. So fear of the phone is keeping people from emailing and texting. So what I tell people is, look, if you're not in a position to make phone calls, you don't have the self-confidence, or you're afraid, or you're going to procrastinate, join the club. Okay, we all got t-shirts to that club. Then at least email and text them the question, if I send you a sample of our coffee, will you try it? Or a sample of whatever. Now, if you don't have something that you can mail, then the email, the text, and the call has to get them to one activity, which is to read a report, get on a Zoom call, watch a video, get more information about your product, okay? But ours is very simple, and these samples, the cafe cards that we have an actual product attached to it, which is the coffee. So we sell 25 of those for $49.95 and pay on 50 CV. So even if somebody doesn't want to consume the coffee personally, they get these cafe cards and it integrates into their prospecting. So they're looking to at least pass out, hand out, or mail out 25 cafe cards. And now that people are coming back to work, what we were doing in January and February It was telling our connectors to go and put the cafe cards in the break room at their work or at church, wherever they go, and have your information on the back of it. We got a little box there to rubber stamp it or put a handwrite or put a label in there so people know who did it come from, how did they get it. It's a very simple, non-threatening way to build the business. Now, when I'm talking to our organization at Felice Cafe, or if I talk to people in my previous organizations, or people that I'm coaching with right now, I'll ask people, how many folks do you have in your pipeline? Most people have never heard what a pipeline is. They think it's what oil or gas or water runs through. And that's true. But in network marketing, it's about how many prospects do you have in your pipeline? Most people have big zeros. And that means, I'll ask people this, how many people are in your pipeline? Once I explain to what the pipeline is, they hesitate and they go, well, nobody. And I go, how many people have you talked to in the last 30 days about your business or your product or service? Well, nobody. How many presentations have you made? And they go, well, what's a presentation? Once I explain to them what's a presentation, they go, well, I've not talked to anybody. I haven't given a presentation to anybody. Look, this business is about planting seeds. You're a farmer, okay? You are planting seeds and you're hoping the sun hits them and enough water hits them that those seeds grow and turn into a crop. That's the business. And the reason why my business was never growing before is I was expecting to yield a crop, but I had not planted any seeds the season before. So this pipeline is what's important for you to build your business. If you don't have anybody in your pipeline, you're not going to bear any fruit. The seeds aren't going to turn into anything. And in 90 days, you're going to have spent more money than you made, and you're going to become frustrated, discouraged, and you're going to quit. And then you're going to pay off those credit cards or get more money in. And in 90 days to 6 months, you're going to go out and repeat the process. Hopefully, you'll do it the right way, but most times, more often than not, you're going to join a program that is going to promise you something that's not realistic. They're going to promise to solve the problem you had before, which is that we're going to do all the work for you. We're going to make all the presentations for you. And look, they can't. You're going to have to point to things, yes, but ultimately you're going to have to initiate a land by sea by air attack. And if not, you can't make money just sitting in the boat in the ocean. You can't make money sitting next to the gun and never pull the trigger. You can't get anywhere in your car that's full of gas if you don't turn the ignition on and get a map out and say, where are we going? Okay, you've got to initiate this. This is why we, as a network marketing owners, we are looking for reps who will do what we could hire people to do. Again, why do we as network marketing companies need you as a rep? Why don't we just, send traffic to a website? Why don't we just hire other people to drive traffic, to make presentations in the building, and at 5 o'clock they go home? Well, look, there's a lot of companies that do that. And recently there's been a lot of companies that have broken off the network marketing business model and turned into more of a traditional internet marketing company where they just sell their product. I'm a firm believer in the network marketing model. And so we give out commissions to people who refer folks to us. The reason why Sherry and I decided to do that is we know how passionate and how hard a network marketer will work. And they'll work harder and longer than somebody that we're going to pay 8 to 5 to go do the business. And they're going to become more passionate about it. I've been doing 3-way calls with our cafe connectors this morning since 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I've done about 7 presentations today on the phone with people who are 3-weighing people in with a phone call. Say, hey, I'd like for you to meet the president of our company, and he's going to explain how the program works. Out of those 7 presentations, 3 people have already joined today. That's the business. We're putting people in the pipeline, and some of them drop out immediately. Other ones are going to take 30, 60, 90 days or more for something to happen in their life. The key is getting this pipeline right here full of people, of prospects. Okay, your pipeline has got to be full. If it's full, people are going to drop out right here and they're going to join. Okay? Nobody drops out of an empty pipeline, folks. If you want to sign up more people, you want to make more money, then you got to get more people in the pipeline, knowing that not everybody's going to join the same day they see the presentation. How long did it take you to join, to buy your product or use your service, or to promote your program after the first day that you saw it? Did it take a minute? Did it take an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year? How long did it take? Stop expecting everybody to immediately join. People don't go to the pipeline and get out immediately, although I had 3 do that today out of the 7, but that's because these people had a previous relationship with that person. And I'd asked everyone, well, how do you know so-and-so? How do you know him? How do you know her? And each one of these prospects told me the story of how they knew our Cafe Connector before I had met them. And that tells me what I need to know. Well, all of 7 of those said, well, we've been in a network marketing business with them before, and we've been friends for 2 years, 7 years, 15 years, 1 year. And I trust what they say. So that's why those 3 people out of the 7 joined immediately. They went in the pipeline and boom, they dropped right out. That doesn't happen all the time. It only happens when you have a really good relationship with somebody, and that's what you've got to tap into by calling, emailing, texting, and getting a sample. Now, out of those 7, 3 of those people said this today: I want to try the coffee before we buy anything. Mail a sample. You see how that works? So we know out of those 3, at least 1 of those people, maybe 2, will drop out of the pipeline after they tried the sample and come in and place an order. Guys, that's the business. If you're looking around today on a Friday and saying, I wish I had more money so I could spend tonight on a date night or go out somewhere or buy something in from DoorDash or Uber Eats, I wish I could take my kids somewhere this weekend, I wish I had more money, go back to your pipeline. Look at it. Are you happy with your pipeline? I am. I'm very happy with mine. I spend every single day of shoving people up in it. And I want to get that pipeline as full as possible, because then there's no more room. It's going to force somebody out. But if I look at my pipeline today on a Friday and I'm discouraged with the amount of money that I don't have in my checking account, and I go, well, my pipeline's empty. Well, who's that on? That falls on me. It falls on you. It's not the network marketing model. It's not the price point of your product. It's not your comp plan. It's not the company. It's not the profession. It's not Herbalife's fault. Right? It's not Advocare's fault. It's not the FTC's fault. It's your fault. It's my fault for not filling the pipeline. Hey, more people joined Amway last night. They joined in your program. But yet if I showed you the Amway presentation, you go, Robert, what are you kidding? Amway, they're 60 years old. I'd never join that. My grandma was in that. But guess what? More people joined Amway yesterday than any other program, possibly in the United States. Why? Because somebody showed them the plan. Somebody had them in the pipeline, and they were excited about Amway. We probably had more people join Felice Cafe today than you've had join in your program. Why? Because we have people that are excited about our compressed compensation plan. We can give in 60 seconds a presentation on the phone. That's all I do. I give a background about me and Sherry, about our company. I talk about $330 with 20 people at $50. What we call a 20 club. I talk about $660 a month with 4 who get 4, which is a 20 club if they're at $100. I talk about our healthy coffee. I talk about, how we have commissionable samples called cafe cards. I talk about 400 million people a day that drink a cup of coffee worldwide. We use that as a delivery system. I talk about they don't even have to drink coffee if they don't want to. I talk about how our customer volume can count towards their monthly qualification and they don't have to be on auto ship. I talk about how there's no distributor sign-up fee, about how there's no retail website fee, how there's no back office fee. I talk about how it's $49.95 and we pay on 50 CV. I got stuff to talk about, okay? I have a presentation that I can make in 60 seconds or less, and I say, if I sent you a sample, would you try it? Or if they're already teed up, like my members have done today, go, what other questions do you have before you get started? Write that down. What other questions do you have before you get started? If you know somebody is being presented in a three-way call on a phone call, I never say to those people, what do you think? You'd just like to get a sample? Because they could be right there that close to joining. Or the person who's brought them to me has already said, well, look, I'm going to join, but I want to introduce you to the company president. And last thing I'm going to do is sabotage that by going, well, you just want a sample? No. You say, do you have any other questions before you get started today? And then 9 times out of 10, they're going, well, no, I've done a pretty good job. And then I go, well, which card do you want to put that on? I get their credit card and then I go, okay, now which one of the packages would you like to get? You want to come in at 50 CV or 100 CV? And they'll go, well, what's the difference? I tell them the difference. Guys, gals, I get paid to talk. I get paid to type this stuff in text, emails, social media, engage, get people in the pipeline. Don't be afraid of people saying no. More people are going to tell me no today than yes. If you want to make more money, go get more no's. Okay? It's not just go get more yeses, go get more no's. You got to get them in the pipeline. I have more people in this pipeline that are never going to join than will join. That's why I keep shoving people in the pipeline to push people out. Okay? There's only so many people that'll fit in my pipeline, and it's limited seating. And when I put somebody in, somebody's got to come out. But if you're just starting, you put somebody in, it may take them days, weeks, or months to come out. Get more people in your pipeline by land, by sea, and by air. Do it today. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.